Hello, and welcome to Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. This version, for the most part, it's the exact same as Ocarina of Time. The only exception is all the dungeons are remixed in a sense.
And this one requires the classic controller.
It requires a classic controller because we're playing on Wii. And hello, this is Zarin.
Hi.
So this was released on GameCube originally. If you did a pre-order on Wind Waker, I believe. And the story, everything else, exact same. So what's your experience with Ocarina of Time?
I played the shit out of it when I was in high school. That's probably about when it came out, yeah. Yeah, early high school.
Okay. Me, I used to speedrun the original. All kinds of random ass categories. So I enjoy the hell out of this game, and there's a lot of different sequence breaks that you can do that kind of make it entertaining in some ways, but in other ways it completely breaks the game. We're going to be doing a few of those. Nothing too crazy for the most part, but we're going to be breaking it as much as we can in the little ways.
These graphics were good ones.
At one point they were good, yeah. The amazing graphics of 1998. Only an N64 can get this. Never mind the FMVs and stuff you got in the PS1. That guy was one hell of a mustache now. I wish I could grow that kind of a mustache.
It's like the tree version of Tom Selleck.
If only this was made in the 80s, and that would be completely fucking relevant. I don't have a whole lot to say about the intro, because the story is... Well, most people have played the original, so we're not gonna get too far into anything until we start getting into the dungeons.
I can't not read the quests.
There's quests in this game? Holy shit. Is this an MMO?
A Zelda MMO. I wonder how that would work.
Hyrule Warriors?
Wait, was that actually a thing?
Yeah. You haven't heard of that?
No, I have not.
It's like Dynasty Warriors, but with Zelda characters. Came out like last year, I think.
I'm trying to know what Dynasty Warriors is either. I'm the worst.
You're literally the worst.
Is he sucking his thumb?
Yeah.
This young boy who sucks his thumb will save the world.
I think he's like 8 or something at this point.
Who sucks their thumb when they're 8?
People, you know? Some people just don't grow out of that habit for a long time. Link here is one of those people. He's just a big baby.
You know what? I'm sucking my thumb right now.
Oh, so you're a big baby?
It's totally overrated.
Oh, okay.
That damn Deku tree.
Yeah, Deku Tree. He only summons us for some reason, and yet he has a guard in front of his building.
He's like, here, go be his partner, and it's like, thanks, Deku tree.
Be our partner. We don't want a partner. You're useless. Actually, Navi is useful in this game. Only for certain things. Also, we're not talking to any of these people. They're not really our friends.
Why are we going backwards?
We're going backwards because it's faster.
It's faster.
It's faster to walk backwards. And it's hard to get into holes. Also, our B button is red.
This might be the only game where running backwards is faster.
No, I'm sure there's plenty. It's just I don't know all of them. But we get the important thing, the weapon.
This is the boomerang, right?
Yeah, this is the boomerang.
No, it's not the boomerang.
So, Kori Sword, every weapon has different damage range to it. This isn't explained anywhere actually in the game, but the Kori Sword only does 1 damage on normal strike and 2 damage on the jump attack. So it's literally useless, because the Deku stick does 2 on the normal slash and 4 on the overhead jump attack, whatever you want to call it. And there is ways to store the damage of your last attack, and then whenever you crouch stab, it will do the damage of your last attack. So even if you use the Deku stick. We're gonna abuse the hell out of this, by the way.
Do you have the Deku stick yet?
Nope, we don't have it yet. That'll be one of the next items we get. But right now we need some money, because the Deku shield is a little expensive, 40 rupees at this point in the game.
What does that work out to be in USD?
US rupee. Also, we're only going in the 37. I bet you never do this, but there's a rupee behind the counter. We're just stealing straight from the shop.
It's not really stealing, somebody just forgot it. They dropped it.
That was his pay, we took his pay.
I bet rupees would bounce pretty far if you dropped them. Like somebody's probably just at the counter and they dropped it and it just bounced back there and they're like, eh.
I can't be bothered, I have an enormous wallet.
It's like dropping a penny. Not that you know what pennies are anymore.
Nope. I throw those things across the room because they're useless to me. So I never really understood why this guy is directly in front of everything. By everything, I mean the Deku tree. He serves no purpose other than to force us to get the sword and shield. That's probably his purpose, I guess.
Since when does somebody want you to be armed when being granted an audience with them? Like that's kind of new.
We're gonna see the President of the United States. I want an AK-47 on me at all times. It seems appropriate, right? It's the same thing here. We're going to see the King of the Castle? Trees. So this a little bit of a weird thing. If you jump slash into this cutscene, you just dash out like further and further depending on how close to the cutscene trigger you are. Just makes you go down the ramp slightly, but
He switches between a lot of thou hast and then just like regular speech. Like he's some sort of insufferable like hipster. Maybe he has a fedora on there somewhere.
Fedora Deku tree. Can we just cut those like branches on his head to resemble a fedora? If you tell him no during that, he'll just bug and tell you like, oh, just come back when you're ready.
Use the up arrow to listen well to Navi's words. Unbinds up arrow.
But we can abuse the up arrow. Not in this video, but we can.
I've never been inside a tree before, but this doesn't look right.
This tree is suddenly extremely large. It's tiny from the outside. Also, Skulltulas, they will not notice you if you are behind them. So you can just climb the wall behind them and they will not bother you.
What was that?
What's that?
The Yoshi egg you just killed. It didn't give you Yoshi.
The Yoshi egg? Those are Goma eggs. Boss of this area normally lays them in her in her fight if she goes on the roof, but through this dungeon in Master Quest, they are just all over the bloody place. Also, I don't know if you'd consider this, but the map and compass are both, technically for 100% you'd want them if you're a casual player, but I don't really want them, so I'm probably not gonna skip them from now
Filthy
on.
casuals.
They're just useless. Yeah, filthy
Casual,
casuals, etc.
Ocarina of Time players. Psh.
What do you know? So fuck bats, they're assholes. If you light this thing on fire, the bat will come out, like try to fly into it and turn into a fire bat. And he can burn your shield like an asshole.
Well, actually, like, you lose the shield?
Yeah, you lose the shield completely.
Oh, well, that's...
So this is actually the room where you get the slingshot in this game. Also, I was saying stuff about crouch stabbing. This is called power crouch stabbing. I didn't really realize it while recording, but it doesn't work very well on those guys because their hitbox is really weird. Deku Nuts also extremely good. We'll be abusing them. They're really good against a lot of enemies.
Grandpa Deku's exposing his nuts to you. Inappropriate.
I'm also exposing myself by trying to thrust onto this man as he's hatching.
Tell me more.
It didn't end so
Wait.
well.
I guess it's not weird, you've technically just hatched as well.
Yeah, just straight out from sucking the thumb.
What's the point of going up there?
You have to kill all these guys to get the boomerang box to spawn.
Well, that's really well explained.
Yep. Are Zelda games ever well
You left
explained?
some grass, too. You didn't cut the grass.
No, we don't cut grass in this place.
So how come you're using the sword and bow?
Yeah, we're jump cutting. We're cutting out the useless stuff. We have to kill everything, but we have to go back over there, so we have to trigger the thing again. But we're getting the fairy slingshot.
Can you put a fairy in it? And...
Could we put Navi in the back of the slingshot and shoot her?
Seems really rude, but...
Maybe she's actually the Deku seed. Like, that's what we shoot, is Navis.
I forgot Deku sticks were consumable. You left that rupee.
We don't need money, come on. We're rich already, we have four whole rupee.
How do you replenish slingshot ammo?
It drops randomly, and you can buy slingshot ammo.
Wow.
Also, you can jump through webs.
Just like real life.
Also, my realization here is, oh, we need fire to go in there. So we have to go back and deal with these assholes. And climb walls and shit.
Yeah, they respawn. That's a little rude of them.
Zelda games do that. They respawn enemies every time you go into a room. Well, not all the time, but a lot of the time.
Talk about leaving money on the table.
There's no money. We're not collecting any money in this game. Sorry.
giant Deku stick?
You get a giant Deku stick, I think it gives you still just one. Which is kind of dumb, but... They are making liberal use of eye switches in this dungeon, in the remake of it. Normally this room is where you get the Slingshot. And they have traps fucking everywhere. Ganondorf sure did a number this time.
Is that what the, is that the lore behind Master Quest?
Master Quest is what happens if you make the bad ending of a Zelda game. And then you have to relive the whole nightmare all over again.
What about if you just make a bad Zelda game? Like the one with that angry-ass moon?
Majora's Mask is good.
I don't know, I never finished it.
That's rude. It's a good game. You should go back and play it. They remade it for 3DS because I know you love handhelds.
Probably a better replay than, say, GoldenEye. Now, if you're fast enough, do you get to keep your stick?
I think I just disappeared. Do you get to keep your stick if you light stuff on fire? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like if you put it out fast enough again.
Yeah, you get to keep it. So my realization here is that guy's a dick, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Yeah, I just mowed my lawn and it basically went about like that.
But you just had Deku Babas everywhere attacking you?
I'm not sure what they were. There were some ants. I don't think there's ants in this game.
Some ants. It's the same thing, really, right? So there's a refill of the Deku nuts. Deku seeds.
Those are Deku seeds. The difference.
Same thing. Come on. Be reasonable. So I think that's all that's in that box is a recovery heart. I don't remember if I go and grab it at all, but it's useless.
I'll refrain from googling are seeds nuts. There are nut seeds, I guess. Probably has something to do with squares and rectangles.
So can you figure out the puzzle in this room?
Let's see, it's probably not mow all the grass. This room or the room we were in before?
We have to come back in here with fire. It's extremely intuitive. You never know that you can actually go through doors with fire, because it's never done in the original. Also, I'm amazing at Switch puzzles. Take a look at this.
What, you took the fire off? Oh.
No, my elevator, come back!
For a second I thought the fire went out when you took it, and I was like, that's not how fire works. Oh, it does go out for a second. What?
Yep, it goes off as soon as you get off that switch. So you have to take it all the way across this this gap. And you have to shield under the death spike rotating thing there, because otherwise you just fall off. Also, that guy's not causing any harm, so we're just gonna leave him alone.
It's a spider.
No, spiders are fine. They kill the other bugs.
Yeah, right. Like I don't think they do enough. Really be worth it. You know what else kills the other bugs? Napalm. Yeah.
Napalm? So this is about the room I started realizing that crouch stabbing these things doesn't work very well. Although I haven't realized it quite yet.
This is where you're trying to store the damage from...
It stores the damage of the Deku stick, which it doesn't really matter against these mob because I have like no HP, but I tend to just habitually do it.
Oh, stabbing seemed pretty effective there.
It eventually becomes effective. So we have to snipe that fucking bat. It's a dick.
It's like a Tom Clancy novel right there.
Fuck bats, they're dicks. Tom Clancy novel about killing bats in various ways.
Yeah, with a slingshot.
With a slingshot.
Spend 6 pages describing the slingshot.
And its tactical grips.
Can you accessorize your slingshot? Tactile it all out.
Let's just mod the game. Just give us almost like a golden slingshot.
Put a laser sight on it. A foregrip. Doesn't even make any sense. Doesn't matter.
We effectively already have a laser sight because wherever it shoots straight. And it's always the middle of my screen, so every time I play this game, I just take a dot and put it in the middle of my screen so I know where I'm shooting.
I tried it at the Counter-Strike once.
Did it work?
No. Turns out that
Okay.
they had thought of that already. You couldn't use the op like a railgun.
So, there are ways of getting up to that section without doing that whole backwards thing. So we're just gonna do that real quick, or show it off. It's really easy to do once you figure it out. It's also possible in this version. It's harder in this version because there's this asshole just standing up there. And he wants to, like, push us.
He helped you.
He did help me in that situation. But we needed some fire, so we went back and grabbed it. Also, in the original, 2-3-1 was the order that you had to knock these guys out in.
Because that makes sense.
We found so many different ways of... There's so many different places telling us what to do in this version, so we're just going to trial and error, clearly, right? Everyone just tells us what to do. Oh wait, 3-1-2. Nothing in the game tells you that you have to do this. It's unintuitive. You just have to guess. Luckily there's only, what, 9 combinations? 3x3? I think that's how that works. Also, this is the hardest boss fight in the game.
It's all down here from here, boys.
It's all downhill from here. We're gonna look at this man, woman. I don't know what gender it is, it's a queen, so I'm assuming it's a female.
Counterpoint, Freddie Mercury.
So let's shoot this guy and then stab it to death. Longest boss fight. It's not even fair what we did to him.
I just witnessed an 8-year-old boy commit rape. I'm not sure how I feel.
Well, it's a Japanese 8-year-old boy. I'm sure they make animes about this.
I'm gonna take your word on that and not consult Google. I don't think I want to know.
No, I don't think you'd want to try and Google 8-year-old boy rape Japan. Now Deku Tree is yelling at us. He just has his mouth agape. Ah.
Tom Selleck's eyebrows are also pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm. We're not gonna listen to him.
Whoa, that's rude.
But he knows. He knows our strategy.
Wait. He actually, you don't get a choice?
You don't get a choice.
Then, well.
He's a really rude dude. He really wants to tell us about this.
But the man in the desert.
That man's on fire, yo.
So he's basically telling you to go on a witch hunt?
Yeah.
That's pretty rude.
This is the Crusades all over again. Just gonna be burning
Does
everything.
Ganondorf have a curved sword?
I honestly don't pay attention enough to the models, so maybe. I think in Wind Waker he does.
I'll have to remember to look out for that. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Also the goddess of that one kind of jacket.
So, in the beginning, there was only clouds, apparently, is what I'm learning from this cutscene.
And rain.
And rain.
It's going...
Somehow, the rain was coming from below the clouds. Or above the clouds.
Maybe there were clouds above the clouds.
Let it be known that wisdom creates nature. And rich souls create people.
And then they had an accident trying to leave.
They had an accident trying to leave, yep. And they collided. Created a triangle. 3 triangles, even.
They leave? It looked like they had an accident.
They tried to leave. They tried to leave Earth or Hyrule or whatever this place is. And they collided to make 4 triangles. 5 if you count the outside.
Wait, how did he cast that curse? Like,
He had a stick that he calls a catalyst.
nobody noticed him wander through the forest to curse the random tree? It seems like an awful lot of work just to go through a forest to curse a single tree.
He just had a can of Raid, that was his curse. So we get one of the few items that we actually need in this game. Actually, it's a lie, this is completely optional. I don't know why we did it.
You mean you could have left the forest without listening to the Deku tree?
Yeah, why not?
He doesn't even let you leave without listening to the story.
He'll wait, don't worry. That's one hell of a curse.
Looks like that tree on my block that got hit by lightning. Well, without the...
His curse was he put a lightning rod in the top of the Deku tree.
Without the mustache. I mean, that tree didn't just get a mustache. I should go give it one.
So leaving here, this guy is still in our way. But that's pretty much it for the Deku tree. Next time, we're gonna go to see a princess, maybe?
He must not be that broken up about it. It's all your fault. I'm gonna wander over here now.